2-0, 9 minutes gone. Yeah. You think, my goodness, you know, Spurs are out, they're done. Yeah. But then, I think it's fair to say they dominated pretty much proceedings from there. How do they do this against Juventus?
Juventus would be disappointed in how deep they got. I expected Juventus that once they went up 2-0, that they would be very cautious, that they would put numbers behind the ball and then go on the counter and take advantage of the opportunities that they would create through the speed of Douglas Costa and then Gonzalo Higuain finishing a chance. I didn't mind the fact that they got numbers behind the ball, but they were far too deep. And whenever they got possession of the ball, two guys in particular stuck out to me. The fact that Khedira and then Pjanic could not hold on to the ball. If you don't hold on to the ball and all you do is allow Spurs to continue to push forward, continue to create momentum, eventually something's going to break Spurs' way, and it did. That 2-1 goal was very important. It created that level of confidence that Spurs was needing, and then you had outstanding performances from Spurs. Christian Eriksen was great. Dembele was great. Yeah. They dominated that midfield. They created the possession that Juventus were not able to create. From there, Spurs, they deserved the result. And it's a result that they should be proud of because of the fact that they came back 2-0 in Turin at Juventus. To be able to do this, as Craig said, that's a step up.
Do you want me to praise Spurs first or be a party pooper?
You do whatever you choose, Stephen.
Comes natural. I'll tell you what, you know, I sat here yesterday and kind of agreed with you that I thought it would be a cagey affair. I lauded how great defensively Juventus were. I lauded how great the Spurs have been defensively. I'll tell you what, defensively, both teams were an absolute joke. Chiellini and Buffon, maybe the two most experienced players in this whole Champions League, were an absolute nightmare today. I've never seen Chiellini make so many mistakes with his challenges, with his positioning. Buffon with a goal was an absolute joke. And Spurs, oh my goodness. I mean, it's a good job Vertonghen was there, because the other three beside him were an absolute embarrassment. I don't know what Davis was doing for the first goal to start with. Yeah. Aurier for that second penalty is ridiculous. And, of course, Davis for the second penalty. So, defensively, which is the last thing that we thought we would see in this game, I thought both teams were an absolute joke.
I don't think you can blame Davis for the first one, Stevie, because he's got, as the free kick comes in from out there, Davis has got a white.
Ben Davis is standing 10 years, the ball is being played. There's a 10 to 15 yard hole behind Davis, and he's standing worrying about Bernardeschi, who's what, 10 yards wide of the penalty box. And I'm not saying it couldn't have been prevented, but for him, but his starting position is just embarrassing. Why? And then from there, I've just told you why. Why is he worried about Bernardeschi, who's standing away wide outside the box when the free kick's there?
You can't.
It's madness.
No.
Absolute madness.
He could not have let that ball go. He had to go and be half and half there, surely.
But he's not even half and half.
He is.
Listen, when you're defending, let me tell you something. When you're defending, you have to think about the most important thing. And the most important thing is what's going on there, not what's out right there.
Okay, I want to
let you look at the video and have a...
I'll tell you, I can't wait to show you it, by the way.
I want to discuss that tomorrow, maybe.
I'm going to bring Gab Marcotti into the conversation. Gab, what's the reaction been like in Italy to this result?
Well, I think people have been a little bit stunned by the fact that you gave away a 2-0 lead at home, and you know, and that's no knock on Tottenham. They played very well. But I think there's definitely a feeling that Allegri got this wrong. You know, he set up with what for Juve is a very attacking lineup. Remember, no Matuidi in midfield, so you put Bernardeschi in there, who's another winger. You basically start out 4-4-2. You get that early lead. At that point, for you to go and sit and say we're gonna defend and be stout and play our way out when you've got players who weren't built to do that. You know, I think it's obvious. Ali nailed it. They got pegged back, and they had a lot of trouble getting out. And on top of that, Pjanic, you know, the reason Pjanic is there is because he can take care of the ball. It's not because he runs and defends and heads the ball, because he doesn't do any of those things. And when he has a night like this, you're really going to struggle.
I want to take a look at the player ratings given by ESPN FC's Mina Ruzicki. The one that I want to ask you about, Ali, is Higuain getting a 7?
Yeah, and
would you give him a 7?
No, and this is Higuain's career. This is what it has been like for him. He scores 2 goals. We should be talking about the 2 goals that he scores, but then he missed the one with the left foot, missed the penalty, and you're thinking, wait a minute, which version of Higuain do we get? because clearly the guy can score goals. But then when you feel that it's a key moment, it's the end of the half, you go up 3-1, it becomes a different game coming into the second half, he misses a penalty. So then you start to focus on the things that he has done in the past when he has missed key opportunities in key moments, whether it's with club or country. Higuain in these moments just kind of comes up short. Yeah. It's what his career has been like.
But he scored 2 goals, Ali.
I know.
I know.
I mean, if we're picking on every... I mean, the reason...
But he missed a penalty, Craig.
Well, everybody can miss a penalty. We've got Harry Kane missed a chance from 5 yards, but we're not going to whip Harry Kane.
But if Spurs had lost, then we would be whipping Harry Kane.
Yeah, but Juventus didn't lose.
It feels like they did.
No, I mean, I think that's harsh. I mean, Stevie's talking about Ben Davies.
So they take a 2-2 result at home?
No, they don't, but I wouldn't blame a striker who scored 2 goals.
Yeah. It's the glass is half full or half empty, isn't it? Because you can argue that the game would have been definitely over at 3-0, but you scored 2 goals. You're on the field to score goals and you get 2. It's kind of glass is half full or half empty.
Didn't I just say the first thing is that this is a guy that scores goals, and yet in key moments he seems to come up short. This was a key moment at the end of the first half. He puts that away. We're talking a different match.
Craig mentioned there, you know, they didn't lose, obviously, Spurs, Gab, but does it feel like a loss for Juventus?
It certainly feels like a missed opportunity. I mean, I look back, I think in the Champions League era, their record in first legs at home is exceptional. I think only once did they draw 2-2, and that was against Bayern 3-4 years ago when they got knocked out. So it certainly feels like it. But by the same token, you have to tip your hat to Tottenham, and this is what Allegri talked about how great Tottenham were after the game. He said, we didn't make mistakes. It's that they were good. I personally think he got his game plan wrong, as you know. But I think the takeaway here is that, and this is a bit of a pattern with Spurs. We saw it against Arsenal at the weekend with those Lacazette chances at the end. As good as Spurs played, they still could have conceded 3 goals in one half. There was also the Higuain chance that he missed. It seemed that every time Juve put in a cross, Davinson Sanchez was all over the place. You put those things together, Spurs have to still kick it up yet another notch, I think, if they want to be Champions League contenders. But no question, they scored 2 goals away from home. They're definitely in the driver's seat now.
That take is reflected when you take a look at Ben Pearce's marks on ESPN FC. The attacking players certainly outnumbering the defensive ones. Stevie, you mentioned it, Vertonghen, the only really shining light in that back line.
Yeah, from middle to front, they were fantastic. I would have given Dyer 8 as well. I wouldn't have given Dyer 7. But yeah, the front 6 I thought were huge. And Dembele, I've never been a huge fan of Dembele. I've always wondered whether he's got it in him to do it when it really matters. Well, I'll tell you what, tonight he did it when it mattered. I thought he was absolutely fantastic. He did not only the hard work, but I thought on the ball he was exceptional.
I mean, one of the surprises was Lamela playing over Son, who's been excellent. The other thing, I just can't... This is a great night for Tottenham. It's not a win, but it's a great performance. I can't wrap my head around this continuation of the switching of the wing-backs or full-backs.
Yeah.
I can't wrap my head around why 1 week it's Trippier, and the next week it's Aurier, and then you got Trippier playing well in the North London derby again at the weekend, and in the biggest game of the season, and you're not playing it.
Especially as Aurier looks like a liability, and he looks like one silly challenge every game he's going to give you.
Well, if you're not playing every week, then you're more liable to do that. But I just don't understand. There's lots of places for rotation. I wouldn't think a Champions League knockout was the place to be doing it. But
can I just go back to Christian Eriksen for a second? His ability to find spaces in between the lines, and then from those spaces to be able to deliver some of the balls that he played. We talked about the Harry Kane chance. That was a clear opportunity created by Eriksen. There's another header by Dele Alli in the far post that was also delivered by Christian Eriksen. He was outstanding today.